Okay, this is Heat 1 for the February 2023 Restricted Masters Club Day, and you can see I've mounted the camera here on the left side. This is just because the mounting on the right was coming off, so we had to reset it up for the right a little bit later, but for this one it's on the left. And you can see I didn't do very well in qualifying. I got 6th this time. Anyway, here's the start. Keeping my pace with Andrew Draffin in front, which is really good, but you can see they're going down the inside because Andrew was trying to get to the left and he couldn't. So getting stuck behind there. I think I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm still in 6th. It felt like I lost some places there, but still in 6th. And you can see it's a little bit hard to see because of my elbow there. But looks like, that's right, Andrew Draffin gets past Wayne Crump here. And Wayne Crump, I was actually really surprised. He was really quick in qualifying. I remember following him around in qualifying and I was not actually able to keep up with him. So we changed a few things on the kart a little bit, and I feel like in this race I had a little bit of an edge on him, but just couldn't get past. So here we are coming down the straight. My elbow's in the way, but yeah, just trying to tuck it in, see how we go. And you can see at the front, the top 4, I think, are going to get away from Wayne Crump a little bit here. So it's imperative for me to pass, but for whatever reason I'm really struggling with passing at the moment. And you can see Wayne, he's a little bit slipping and sliding everywhere. But through this corner I feel like I'm really quick, and then definitely coming into this little horseshoe in the middle, I tend to gain quite a bit on most people there, and definitely into that last corner he's losing a little bit. And there we go, good run into the last. But see, this is the problem I have with the Rotax. I'm right behind him, but just can't make up enough. Get into the braking zone, and unless I'm willing to jump ahead 2 kart lengths, he's going to turn in. So that's still an area where I need to improve, to sort of get a little bit deeper on the brakes, but it doesn't give me a lot of confidence when they're pulling away on the straight. So here we go, just going on flat out through this corner. Just trying my best to kind of hold on to this guy. Really need to put the camera on the other side. And I'm really good at this corner. I think coming up the hill I tend to gain it quite a bit, and in the entry to this corner I'm really going completely flat out. But you can just see, oh, actually it's pretty steady actually with the slipstream. I'm actually keeping up with him a fair bit. But what I really need to be doing is getting alongside. And then at some point, I'm just trying to think when that happens. As frustrating as it is, we had another engine issue today, just simply because with the carburetor, with the Rotax, it's very, very sensitive, and if you have any kind of dirt or anything in there, it conks out. And so, well, I believe that's what the issue is anyway, because later on it cuts out again for me, and I lose a whole bunch of momentum. But anyway, here we are, right behind him. I really felt like I could go faster than Wayne here, but just wasn't able to get past. And then on the straight and around a couple of these corners, he looks like he's pulling away, but I managed to catch it up by the end of the lap. So it's really in there where he's sliding it out. I feel like I'm a bit faster. Coming out of here, there's not much I can do. I'm flat to the floor and just can't seem to keep up with him. There we go, he's sliding again. And then I ran over the curb, so that was bad as well. But really keeping it flat to the floor through there, really deep into this corner, and trying to nose my way in, and always aiming for a really good exit out of here. And then it's just flat through here, just basically just go straight through, trying to make sure that the back doesn't come around, because if you slide you'll lose time. But yeah, just feel like I'm just holding station here, so it's a bit of a disappointing race for me, to be honest. There he is, every time he goes into that corner he's really hanging the side out. And then look at this, I think it's here, you can see how far away he's gone. There we go. And then Steve Lowison comes down the zone. You can see there I've lost a whole bunch of momentum.
I've never seen that before!
For some reason it was just cutting out. Like I said, if it gets some dirt in the carburetor, it just conks out. So yeah, that's a bit frustrating because we've had this problem all last year. So we're still got to get on top of our habits and make sure that the carburetor gets cleaned every race. Every heat, oh no, not every heat, but at least every meeting. And I didn't clean it that morning, so that was my fault. Anyway, now that it seems to have cleared up again, just maybe being a little bit more sensitive on the throttle, I'm catching up to Steve Lewison again. But one thing, I think at this time I'm actually running 1283 on the kart. So it wasn't too bad with straights, but maybe a little bit slow coming out of the corners. And one thing I noticed is afterwards I actually decided to go back up to an 84, even though last year I was talking about coming down to a lower ratio, trying to see if getting some more power out of the corners might help me a bit. Because you can see there actually, I'm not losing that much on the straight to Steve at this point, but in the next heat, you can really see the difference. So I'm getting about, I'm probably getting about 14,200 revs on the straight, which is quite high for the Rotax. So the X30s rev up to probably maybe 16,500. So the Rotax generally is going to be better out of the corners and a little bit slower on the straight. So having that correct ratio is really, really important. And I
Oh my goodness, this is
threw it up the inside
fantastic.
here, and Steve manages to come back, did the switch back, but I thought, that's okay, I can get in here. But unfortunately for me, because I was alongside him, it was the last lap, and I didn't get to get past.